Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Entropic Horizons. Now, it didn't feel right to finish the year without playing another Sir Moose puzzle, and this one has been one of my open tabs for quite some time now at this point, waiting for me to play it. Like, I feel like I played it, but maybe there was another one that was released in a similar time frame that uses entropy, and that's why it feels familiar, but at the same time, when I loaded it, it's just entirely empty, so I clearly haven't solved this before. You've got a bunch of, well, my idea of entropy, just lots of random gases floating in space, creating some kind of horizon. Not really very realistic, let's be fair. But really excited to take a look at today's puzzle and rule sets with Entropic Horizon by Sir Moose, and the following set of rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. Then we've got kind of the entropy horizon part, which is the entropy row. So every 3 consecutive cells along each row must contain a low digit, as in 1, 2, 3, middle digit, 4, 5, 6, and high digit, 7, 8, 9. So obviously it doesn't have to be in order, but one of them will be 1, 2, 3. One of them will be 4, 5, 6, and one of them will be high with 7, 8, 9. Now, it does say every 3 consecutive cells. So once you've identified the pattern in a particular row, it will just keep on repeating, because otherwise these 3 cells won't have one of each. And then the same concept continues with this being yellow, etc., etc. Right, what else do we have? Arrows. Digits along an arrow must sum to the digits in that arrow circle. Fairly straightforward. So if these cells, for example, are 1 and 2, they sum up to 3. And that's essentially what we need to do. The circle is the sum of whatever digits are on the arrows. Fairly straightforward set of rules. As always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. Now, I always feel like I get a bit of an advantage, if I'm honest, by the fact that I take the time to look at the rules. Because you can see that with my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 example, it breaks this cell. And the reason is, whilst yes, I could have 3 in here, that would require 1 and 2, but both of which would be blue, but I have to alternate. So what I'm going to do is pay particular attention to arrow sums that are on the row, because immediately you know that this has to be the highest digit, therefore that's the red, and therefore every other third cell is red, and then these are obviously going to be a mixture of blue and yellow in some order that I have to determine. Same is true in here, which will get me in trouble for this cell because clearly it has to be bigger than whatever's in here, so that also has to be red, which will give me again the sum in every other cell. Is that really okay? Same logic, and here again, and here, and there. Lovely. I'm nearly there, actually. Interestingly, I can't have a high digit in here. Now, technically, I can get away with a 3 and then 1 and 2. That would actually work. So I can actually have all of these as blue. So I can't quite exclude it yet. Fairly sure this has to be blue. And the reason I say that is if this is the minimum high digit, which is 7, even if I go for the minimum middle digit with 4, that's 11. That's not going to work. So this has to be blue. And again, every other cell has to be blue. Columns are helpful now. So column 6, that can't be red because I've already got 3 of them. There's only a maximum of 3, therefore this is going to be yellow. So the cell before blue is yellow. And then the ones in between are red. Lovely. I know that this is at least, I mean, that's the challenge, is this could be 1 and 2, so I'm genuinely not seeing the problem here. And then that would be 4, 5, and that would be 9, and it all fits. Same logic that I did here. These cells have to be blue, and therefore the third cell here has to be blue. We can use the same trick again with the reds in the column. That has to be yellow because it's not blue and it's not a fourth red. So that's yellow, that's yellow, that's yellow, and these are all reds. We've got reds, 3 of them in boxes 7, 8, and 9 now. Sleuth, where are reds in row 1? That's the question you should be asking yourself. And the answer is surprisingly obvious. You see, I've got 3 in column 2, so I know there are no more reds here. I've got 3 in column 3, so I know there are no more reds here. And I can apply it again and again with columns 5, 6, 8, and 9, and then look at where the reds are in row 3. Sorry, row 1 and 3 actually both work. This has to be red. There's nowhere else for it in row 1. And these have to be red. There's nowhere else for it in row 3. That, of course, will make this red to be greater than, and then I've got all the reds done. That can't be yellow anymore. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to get to... So that's definitely blue. Therefore, these are yellow. This is my third yellow. And now I think that I've colored column 1. Well, I was going to say, and I have a second color in every row except row 4. But that is enough information for me to do the following for a lot of the grid. And then, of course, yellow again, and therefore blue. And I don't actually know what they are in row 4, but that's okay. These are going to be yellow. These are blue. And then I've got 3 blues, 3 yellows. This has to be red. Yes, it is, in row 4. No, I don't have enough. I mean, we've got 1 of each, haven't we? Yeah, we do have 1 of each, but it could be in any direction. So I haven't got enough information in rows 1, 3, and 4 yet to color them, although this is highly suspicious. This is probably going to help me. It's not red. Technically, I could get away with double blue, technically, again, with 1, 2, and 3. But I'm kind of starting to feel like I probably have enough information to start peppering the grid with some... I'm very tempted. You know, for example, I can place this digit. Reason is, this has to be 7 or 8, so this could be bigger with 8 or 9. Same logic, this is 7 or 8, for this to be bigger with 8 and 9, and therefore this is my 7, my first digit. Again, this is 7 or 8, for this to be 8 or 9, this is again another 7. This would give me an 8 in here, a 1 in there, and you know, we're off and racing basically at this point. This can't be 1, so this is 2, therefore this is 9, this is 8, this is 9, this is 8, this is 7, you know. So it'll like collapse fairly quickly if I can figure out what these colors are. And maybe this would actually help me. If we think about it for a second. Why would it help me? Let me just think. So this is a minimum of 2, which I think gets me in trouble unless this is 4 and 6. So this is forced. 2, 4, 6, 5. 5 and 6 gives me 4 in here. This is 3. This is 1. This is 7 or 8. Not very useful pencil marks. I'm not going to bother. Same in here. Okay. So we've got yellow on here. And the yellow is at least 5 or 6. Yeah, but I can get away with 6 and 3. So I can actually go for the maximum digits and still place a 9 in here. I'm going to look elsewhere for some more easy digits. For example, these two. Well, this is at least 8 or 9. So these are reasonably high, low and middle digits. You know, I can't do 1 and 5, for example. That's not going to get me anywhere near enough. In fact, 1 and just this cannot be 1. Because even if I maximize this with 6, that will only get me to 7, which is not allowed. So this is 2 or 3. I can get away with 5 or 6 now. So not helpful. That is another 2, 3. No, this is, yeah, it is 2, 3 because it's not a 1. Therefore, this is my 1. The 3 is now on here with 5 or 6. So this is 8 or 9. And this is 5 or 6. This is 8. I've got 7 and 9 in the column. This is 9. Therefore, this is 8. Therefore, this is 7. Therefore, this is 9. I don't know what these are. 7, 9, 7, 9. Okay, not 7. 9, 7, 8. Now, 8 works in 2 ways, unfortunately. Both 2 and 6 and 3 and 5 work. So it doesn't help me. This is 9. This is 7. This is 3. This is 2. Therefore, this is 6. There you go. 3, 5. Don't know. Also don't know. Never mind. So what am I missing? 1 and a 4, 5. So this is 4 or 5. This is 4 or 6, of course. Then there's a 2 in here, and then there's a 1 in there. Not very useful. This is 5. Just Sudoku now. This is 6. This is not 5 or 6. This is 4. This is 5. This is 6. This is 4. This is 2. 7, 8, and 9 are gone. But remember, this can be 1 and this can be 3. So I can't quite force a color yet. Like, I'm very nearly there, let's be fair. 3 and 2 gives me a 1 in here, a 3 in there. That forces this to be 3. 3 and whatever this digit is, which is unfortunately any of them. In fact, we know that this is 8. So this is 8. This is 5. 4 and 6. No clue. Not 1 or 3. That's 2. That's 1. 2 is now in here. I think I get away with having both of them, as in the 2 and 3 in here. So I can't quite break into rows 1 and 1, 3, 4 for some reason. This is 7 and 8, and therefore this is 9. This is 7. This is not 1, 2. This is 3. At least now we know it's not 3. So that is definitely yellow, and that's my break-in. Took a long time to actually get these colored in. So these are blues. Is that enough information in here? No. Well, I'm fairly sure this has to be a relatively low digit. So I know it's not 1, otherwise that would be 3. I do get away with a 2 and a 4. I can't do 3. I can do 4 or 6. So sadly, no resolution yet. So I think this arrow is going to have to somehow come to the rescue. So we know it's 3, 5, 6, but that's just not enough information. In here is a 1 and a 5. 1, 5 pair, which I can't disambiguate. This is 1 or 3. Actually, this is a 2. Never mind. This is 1 or 3. So presumably this is 1, 3, 5. Yeah, not very useful. And this is 1, 4, 5. Also not very useful. Am I missing a trick? Another 4, 6 gives me a 5. So I'm left with 3, 4, 6 in here. 5 is in one of two cells. Just doesn't feel like enough, really. So we have another 4, 6 and a 2. And again, not enough information. Interesting. I'm just going to double check that I haven't missed, let me just say. Yeah, there you go. Any more Sudoku, like I often do, to be fair. So that's 5. Therefore, that's 4. And that's 5. Sorry, that's 6, excuse me. That hasn't helped me with my 2, 4, has it? No. This is 1 or 3. There's a 4 between these cells. In fact, it's not 1 or 3. What did I say that? It's 1 or 2. And then 1, 2, 4 triple. 1, 5 pair. Don't need the corner pencil marks anymore. I mean, you can use uniqueness at this point, that this clearly cannot be 1, 5, as in it has to be 3, otherwise you're not going to be able to resolve these, but we're not going to use that. And this is 2 or 3. Huh. So we have 2, 3, 4, 6. Right, where's 1 in column 6? Can't be here, isn't there, otherwise this would be 3. So that was what I was after. And that's probably going to be enough. Probably. Famous last words. Oh, I can disambiguate them differently, of course. With, right, so we know that these colors are different. One is going to be blue, one is going to be yellow, and then, yeah. So I didn't actually need to use that for uniqueness. Interesting. So this is another 3, 6. It's interesting, but it doesn't help me. Oh, 7. Gave me 8 and 7. I don't think it helps. Yeah, so all the red digits are done. It's the blue and yellow that's giving me trouble. 3, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4. I'm just gonna, before I essentially bifurcate at this point, I'm just gonna double check that I haven't missed anything obvious, which, let's be fair, isn't unusual for me. So I'm just double checking that all of the entropies are correct. And they appear to be. So we're basically going to have to try both options by the looks of things. I'm going to make the assumption that there is no way that it works in both directions, that there is definitely a unique solution. So let's give this a go. If this is 2, that would be 4, that would be 6. If this is 2, 4, 6, 4, that looks good. If this is 4, however, that would be 6. And that would require a second 4. It's very tricky to see, like really tricky to see. Okay, that's our solution. So these are blue, these are yellow, and remember they had to alternate. These are yellow, these are blue, and just fill them in and we're done. So that's got to be the 3, 3, 6. How is that helping me? Yeah, it'll be the 4 and 6. Yeah, 6, 4, 6, 4, 6, 2, 4, 1, 5, 1. If I've not made any mistakes, 5 for the finish. Beautiful puzzle, Sermos. Tricky finish, but just brilliant concept. And I'm sorry I haven't got to it for a while, and the solve count deserves to be a lot higher than it currently is. So hope you guys do solve this, enjoy it. Let me know in the comments down below as usual. And with that said, see you back in the next video. Bye bye for now.